Coming up on the AFN Europe Report.
Soldiers of the 173rd prepare to come home from Afghanistan as they perform a transfer of authority ceremony. Plus, medics in Mali, Africa take part in a mass casualty exercise to improve their life-saving skills. And we go inside the Army's defense distribution depot in Europe to see how a wide range of goods are shipped throughout the world.
Those stories and more.
Your station, your stories.
The AFN Europe Report starts now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Specialist Jennifer Gold. Well, the 173rd Airborne Brigade Combat Team prepares to come home from Afghanistan and to turn the base over to another unit.
Assumes command of AO Valiant.
The Special Troops Battalions of the 3rd Brigade Combat Team, 1st Infantry Division, and 173rd Airborne Brigade Combat Team recently held a transfer of authority ceremony in Jalalabad, Afghanistan. The 173rd's Task Force Raptor has conducted operations in the Jalalabad area throughout the last 15 months. 173rd ABCT Brigade Commander Charles Preisler addressed an international audience with highlights of his soldiers' accomplishments, which were then translated into Pashtun for the native crowd. Members of both the United States and Afghan National Armies gathered to see the casing of the 173rd Sky Soldiers' colors, signaling the end of their stay in Jalalabad. The 3rd BCT, 1st ID, STB colors were unraveled shortly after as the Valiant Warriors announced their arrival. The 3-1 soldiers hail from Fort Hood, Texas, where their brigade was formed in April 2007.
And that was Army Private Charles Wolf reporting. When in need of some special training that only the Air Force can provide, you can look to the airmen in our next story.
The important thing about construction projects is
Tech Sergeant Matthew Ludwig is conducting today's class. His classroom is the Ramstein Airfield, and his students are soldiers. It may look out of place, but the 9-year Air Force veteran is sharing his knowledge of airfield management to these soldiers for a reason. Last year, the Army stood up 5 airfield operations battalions that are responsible for Army airfields in garrison and downrange. But the soldiers assigned to them were in need of some specialized training, and who better to give it to them than the U.S. Air Force.
The airfield operations battalion is a totally new concept, and they didn't understand airfield management at all. And so they came to us and they said, hey, you guys are the subject matter experts on airfield management, so why don't you guys hook us up with some training?
And thanks to airmen like Sergeant Ludwig, they're getting training on how to properly execute airfield management responsibilities. It's a task that airmen are meeting head-on, since it will reduce the burden of high deployment stress on their small career field, since they've been filling in deployment taskings for Army airfields.
Well, the end result is to share airfield management knowledge with the Army brethren so that they can go down range and run airfields safely and potentially reduce the impact on Air Force airfield management personnel.
And Ramstein serves as a great training ground, since the soldiers will get to see just about every type of aircraft they could possibly dream of while visiting the busy airbase.
And it's anything that happens on the airfield, we'll be trained to react to different situations, and we'll be able to land not just Army aircraft, but all aircraft.
After seeing so many different types of aircraft and learning just about all there is to know about airfield management from airmen at Ramstein, the soldiers will be ready for whatever comes their way. Tech Sergeant Greg Bluthman, Ramstein Air Base, Germany.
U.S. troops have teamed up with the Mali military in Africa for joint medical training. The goal, simply to practice for the real thing.
The screams were heard down the street. The result of a bus crash at a busy roundabout in the city of Kati. Malian medics arrived at the accident and participated in an exercise as a U.S. evaluation team and the Malian Prime Minister looked on.
I think this is the opportunity for the U.S. military and our partner military medical departments to develop the interoperability that will be absolutely critical for our future combined operations. In Africa, it is important that we listen to what our partner nations need and want, and then respond with missions like this.
The goal? Practice. So the Malian military medics can later duplicate this effort. The MedFlag team will be leaving emergency equipment for the Malians, as well as knowledge and valuable training, preparing them for the future. Reporting from Kati, Mali, I'm Senior Airman Alex Griffin.
Meantime, joint training is underway in the Republic of Georgia, and the president there is getting an up-close look at how Marines are training Georgian troops in Immediate Response 08.
Mikhail Saakashvili, his Minister of Defense and Chief of Joint Defense, met with Southern European Task Force Commanding General, Brigadier General William Garrett, at the Vaziani training area in Georgia. The Georgian president was briefed on the training taking place during Immediate Response 2008 and shown an example of a joint training exercise conducted by both U.S. and Georgian troops. This is the first time that the Immediate Response exercise has been conducted in Georgia. The exercise is designed to increase interoperability and cooperation with Georgia and several other multinational defense forces. Specialist Randall Pike, Vaziani Training Area, the Republic of Georgia.
Everybody has a story, and if you'd like to share yours, we'd love to hear from you. Send your story idea via email to stories@afne.army.mil. Plus, don't forget, you can also look us up on the web. We're at afneurope.net. All the stories you've seen on the AFN Europe Report are available on our website. Once there, you can view, save, and send these stories to anyone you'd like. And coming up, we go to the United Kingdom, where an annual event finds itself in the first cancellation ever. Stay with us. In Germany, workers are pitching thousands of packages a month. Those packages affect you every day. Whether you eat MREs or watch movies at the AFIS theaters, chances are you're doing it because of the Germersheim Army Depot. AFN's Daniel Day explains the massive mission.
From bolts and documents to force protection equipment, Defense Distribution Depot Europe, or DEE, moves a lot of packages. The organization peaked in late 2007, shipping 2,000 containers per month. The receiving and processing of packages are handled digitally. When requests for equipment come in, a computer-based virtual record is created.
And as we process it through our system, we scan the record and it builds data onto that record. So at the end of the shipping process, we can download everything to a website where we create an RF tag for each shipment.
Radio frequency tags allow customers to track the location of their shipments, which, depending on destination, can travel via rail, ferry, or truck. The destinations are diverse, and so are DEE's 200-plus civilian employees.
Come from 18 different countries, plus about 80 U.S. employees. It's very interesting to see all different cultures and the people who speak up to 8 different languages.
I'm so proud of these guys here, and I hate to leave them. You know, I'm always going to have a place in my heart for these folks at DEE because just a class organization.
DEE handles a complicated and evolving mission, but the #1 priority remains to support troops downrange with the right equipment, delivered on time and in the proper condition. Daniel Day, Germersheim, Germany.
Wet weather put a damper literally on the World Air Show. It's historically the world's largest military air event until this year.
In its 38-year history, the Royal International Air Tattoo, or RIAT, has had plenty of hiccups, but none like this year. The entire weekend was canceled because of mud. Typically, July will see about 41 millimeters of rain. However, this year it rained that much in the first week. So although the skies over RIAT were clear most of the time, the ground was unsafe all the time.
Very bad. This is like going to the Beijing Olympics and 20 minutes before your sprint, you slip and break your ankle. We've been preparing this since last RIAT. We've been putting all this stuff together.
Cars covered in mud and vendors without buyers put a damper on the weekend, but organizers already have a plan for next year so they don't run into this problem again. Staff Sergeant Alana Ingram, RAF Fairford, United Kingdom.
You can help make a difference in schools just by buying a box of cereal and clipping coupons on cardboard that can help earn cash.
Every day, the commissary is filled with Naples community members buying groceries for the week. But did you know that most of these products that you use every day can further the education of local students? All you have to do is just look a little closer.
Box Tops is run by General Mills, and what they are is you collect them through the elementary schools, and they're worth 10 cents each one. And General Mills sends us a check for every one we turn in.
With every box top turned in, the Naples Elementary School's budget grows to supplement school programs. The only problem is not everyone is aware of how easy it is.
A lot of people don't know about this, and they're just kind of throwing the box tops away when that's basically free money for the school. And schools can always use more money to benefit their children and their students and their teachers. The school does so much for us, we should at least cut off box tops.
One local parent and teacher in the Naples community, Michelle Ludwig, knows how beneficial box tops can be.
Because it means a lot of money back to the school. I think that everybody should use box tops because most everything you buy has them on there, and all you have to do is clip them off and turn them into the school, and the school gets money for it, so it's a good cause.
So the next time you visit the local commissary, check and clip the box top that gives back to your children's education. Seaman Joshua Johnson, Naples, Italy.
Coming up, American students pair up with their peers in another country to help others. American students in Rota, Spain are helping their peers in Morocco.
During the 2007-2008 school year, students from Rota's David Glasgow Farragut High School did something remarkable. On two separate occasions, they delivered boxes of school and medical supplies to children in Morocco as part of the American Students Partnering in Response and Education program, also known as ASPIRE. But as one student noted, the benefits were mutual.
For me, it was a culture experience. My mind was open, my eyes were widened, definitely seeing a different type of culture. We interacted with students who were just like you and me, but their outlook on the world is totally different perspective, and I really enjoyed that.
The ASPIRE program teams up students with community organizations, distributing agencies, and U.S. embassies to lend a helping hand to those in need, and it's hoping to recruit more schools across Europe to help their cause. Petty Officer John Twining, Rota, Spain.
If you have a story idea, send an email to stories@afne.army.mil and look us up on the web. We're at afneurope.net. All the stories you've seen tonight on the AFN Europe Report are available on our website. So if there's a story you'd like to share, you can save it to your computer and email it to anyone you'd like. And that's all the time we have tonight. For everyone here at the AFN Europe Report, thank you for watching and have a great evening.